Hello everyone, this is Michael Simon. If this is your first time watching or seeing my video, I want you to do something for me. I want you to smash on the red subscribe button and softly click on the notification bell. You know what it does? It notifies you anytime I upload a new video. Real estate in Ghana, of course, in other perhaps African countries. I intend going to other African countries too to bring you great real estate content. But until then, we dominate in Ghana. All right. So I have something very interesting I want to share with you today. It has actually been in my mind for quite some time, and I think it's really important so far as real estate is concerned. It's really important for those of you who want to build your own homes. It's one step ahead of building your own home, and that is the land. And what I want to talk about today is how to avoid land scam in Ghana. You know, a couple of friends, perhaps you might know somebody who has actually been a victim of land scam in Ghana. They invest all their hard-earned money to acquire land, and then what they hear next is like, hey, that land doesn't belong to you, it's for someone else. Or hey, that land has been sold to someone else, and then you either have to just walk away with no money after buying the land, or perhaps you just get a little money if they are kind enough. But in a whole sense that you can avoid this land scam right here. So in this video is really what I want to talk about. I want to share with you. All right. But we all understand that acquisition of land is not just like stepping out there to buy a commodity like phone, laptops, tripod. I say tripod because I need a tripod. Yeah, all right, tripod. Acquisition of land is an interest that you're buying. It is going to remain available until rapture. All right. So in buying such properties, in buying such things, you need to take into consideration about of so many factors to make sure that you're buying the right thing, to make sure that it doesn't come back to hit you on the face and all of those stuffs. So before we continue, I want you to kindly click on the red subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a new video. All right, so now let's go straight to the video. Before we start, there is a body in Ghana that essentially gives you the right information about the piece of land that you intend to acquire for whatever purpose you want to use it for. Okay, that body is actually known as the Ghana Land Commission. Let me give you a clear, defined role of this body. The Land Commission is a custodian of all land records in Ghana and has information of all the transactions on this said land that you intend to buy. But please note that the Land Commission is only limited to the information that they have. Now, with that being said, let's move on to the role of the chief. Under normal circumstances, the chief and the traditional ruler are customarily in charge of traditional lands in Ghana and has the mandate under the constitution to give it out to anyone that they want to give it out to. There are quite some number of people that you can buy land from. You can buy land from the chief, the traditional rulers. You can buy land from individuals. You can buy land from organizations. But it is good to note that about 80% of lands in Ghana are owned by traditional rulers and chiefs. So chances are that the person that you're buying the land from acquired it from traditional rulers or chiefs. So there is a question I want us to clarify, and then we're going to use the question as a case study as we proceed in this video. So the question is, how is it possible that two people can own one piece of land or one parcel of land? All right, it sounds strange, but it's not strange. It happens right here in Ghana. Sometimes, those are some of the things that causes litigation. Two people own one land, the other says I bought the land, this one is saying that I got the land, and all of this. So how is it possible that two persons can own one parcel of land? The simple answer to that is lack of information. Okay, so take it for instance, a chief sells a land to someone, okay, and the person didn't develop the land, he didn't do anything on the land, and he didn't even register the land, and the chief kicks the bucket after some years, and then another chief assumes position and then comes in to assume that the land is bare because it's not developed, and it's also not registered. So he assumes it's bare and then he sells it to another person. And then the person comes in and like, hey, I bought this land from this chief. And you're like, okay, I got this land from this chief. And there's no clear information that will specify that either A or B got the land from one chief. So these are some of the things that causes land litigation. So the intention is not to scam, but there are also scenarios where the intention is to scam. But I'm just using this as a case study. So now let's move on to the main reason why I'm doing this video. The main reason why I'm doing this video. So regardless of whosoever you're buying the land from, whether it's from a chief, whether it's from an organization, whether it's from a family member, whether it's from a trusted friend, always make sure you consider these tips that I'm about to give you, because it is very important. Remember I said from the beginning of the video that acquisition of land is not a commodity like phone or any other thing that you just buy and just take it home and then that is it. It's an interest you're acquiring, so you really have to be critical, because this is something that can be passed on to generation and generation and generation and all of this. And so you really need to look at it with key interest. All right, so we're going to talk about tips that you really need to consider in order to avoid land scam and also in order to avoid land litigation. So far as Ghana is concerned, this can also be applicable to perhaps other countries, like I said earlier. So let's move it. Number one, take your time. You realize that whenever you're buying something and then you rush and you don't take your time, it blinds you from doing due diligence. All right, so take your time whenever you're buying a land from anyone, regardless of who the person is. Make sure you take your time. And then secondly, ask questions from people that are nearby. Ask them questions related to, is the person I'm buying the land, is it really the legitimate owner of the land? Has there been any issues on this land? Has there been any litigation? Has there been any fight? Step out, ask people questions to find out from other people what they say about the land, because they can't lie to you. All right, they won't lie to you. So it's good to ask other people about questions regarding the land that you intend to acquire. And then third, rely on your land search. All right, call a surveyor to do a land search for you. He would come in, pick coordinates of the land, go to the Lands Commission and run a search and obtain every information regarding the land. Okay, so it is very important that you rely on the Land Commission. All right, then the fourth thing that you also need to consider is that don't allow the person who's selling the land to you do the search for you. No. Don't allow the person do the search for you. If the person has an intention to scam you and you allow the person to do the search for you, he's going to conjure the documents. So do your search yourself. Don't allow the seller to do the search for you. All right, now the fifth thing that you also need to consider is don't relent to doing your due diligence on the land before you buy, regardless of whosoever is selling the land to you, be it your brother, be it your best friend, be it your trusted friend, be it a relative. You know, once it comes to land and money, I mean, people could do crazy things. So do your due diligence regardless of whosoever is selling the land to you. Okay, so it's very, very important. These tips are actually going to help you to navigate away from land scam or land litigation in Ghana, and perhaps this is applicable to other countries, like I said, in Africa. All right, and then before you can actually register a land or transfer a land to your name, you need indenture. Indenture is a document that actually specifies the conditions of which the owner of the land is selling it to you. Whether in the indenture, you know if it's a freehold. In the indenture, you know if it's a leasehold. Like I explained earlier in my video, I talked about leasehold. I'm going to leave the link in the description below, so you can also go check out that video regarding leasehold and freehold. So I think that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate your love. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe and be a part of this wonderful family. Stay blessed and stay loved. Yeah. Don't wanna hold